Early here at Pebble Beach and joined by some royalty. Nick Faldo. Sir Nick Faldo has joined us. I think he's regretting getting up this early.
I needed more than a coffee after that.
He was analyzing our golf swings there. You know what? I was.
Who's the backup singers?
These are the Danettes.
Oh, okay, the Danettes.
Yes, the Danettes. We talked to Jordan Spieth yesterday, and I said part of being a pro is being able to say something nice when you are in a pro-am, because you're going to see all kinds of right.
Yeah.
Like you'll lie to the amateur, won't you, about the swing?
Absolutely. Oh, that's the most important thing. Yeah. No, I used to. The best bit was they would stand up and hit it straight in the trees. Straight right in the tree, and I would say, good shot. And the guy's like, and I go, well, that's exactly where you're aiming. And that's for me, that's the number one problem of amateur golfers. They cannot aim in the right place. Apart from kissing their knees on the downswing, normally it's alignment is a major problem.
Yeah, you were saying that Seton kisses his knees, so he's bent over too far on his backswing.
Yeah, they kept going down as well. I mean, it was interesting.
There you go, Seton.
That's a good note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, don't kiss your knees.
Don't kiss your knees.
Did you ever play in a pro-am where the amateur thought that he could beat you?
Regularly. Oh yeah, many a time.
Like they want to outdrive you, and then they
they outdrive you. They want that magic moment, which is fine, which is great. Becomes their dinner story. We do get some great stories. I mean, now you've gone on to that. I had this wonderful gentleman moons ago. I was up there in Flint, Michigan, I think, up there, and we went out, early morning, and this chap was about 80 years old. This is absolutely true as I see it. I've got it, now you've reminded me. So down the first, he can't, he takes an 8. He tops it, chanks it also. He takes about 8. So I thought, for once in my life, be nice to him, give him a lesson. So I said, can you get your weight over a little bit on your back? He says, well, I've had hip replacement done, and it's a little chilly this morning. I can't get the weight over. I said, all right, okay. I said, well, if you can't do that, then you've got to try and get your left shoulder a little bit round a bit more. And he honestly said, well, I've got a new titanium left shoulder put in. Honest. And so I said, so it's a bit, you can't get, I said, all right. I said, well, an absolute must then is keep your eyes on the ball. He says, well, I picked up the wrong glasses this morning, and I've got the... So I said, apart from that, everything's okay. And he says, pardon? Honest. So that was so sweet. So, yeah. So we do get some amazing shots. We have we have seen guys, and you remember them. It was a Bay Hill. A guy took a full swing with a 3-wood, and he drove the ball into the ground, and the ball popped out and finished a yard behind him. And I scream and go, that's fantastic. I've never seen that before. And they go, anyway.
Sir Nick Faldo joining us here at Pebble Beach. What is it about this place that makes it, magical?
This is the next stop to heaven, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, the scenery, the golf courses, fantastic. I mean, normally when we get that burlesque, we've lucked out, as you've probably seen on TV the last 4 or 5 years. It's been unbelievable. Every year's got better, but we might have a couple of rough days here. But even when it's rough, it's something about it. I always come up early. We come up here Monday, so it's one of the few weeks where I'll actually come in and enjoy these 3 days prior to, I start work today, and the golf's great. It's great to bump into different celebs and what have you. It's really cool.
Who have you played with, though, that makes you nervous, but, like where you go?
No, it's very cool. I first came, dear old Jim Mahoney. I played here way back. I think it might have been 1983 was my first time here. And we were in a partnership. We've got Glenn Campbell. So that was very cool. I'm playing with... oh my goodness! I'll play with Jack Lemmon, of course, with Peter Jacobs. That era of trying to get Jack across the line,
couldn't make the cut.
No, and that was one of. I don't know if it was that year, but you remember, the story about Jack at the first hole when he hit his tee shot off the first, and he went in the right rough, and he went into. He thought, guys, I just need to take a restroom break. You know that story. He went in and he's sitting in there, and his lady comes in the room. He's sitting in the wrong room.
He hit the ball sideways through the sliding doors, didn't he? Did he hit it up into somebody's room?
All sorts, and I need to go and play it. That's the fun of this. The celebrities embrace it, and it's James Garner. Play with James Garner. He goes down the first at Spyglass. Hits his 3-wood and snaps the 3-wood over his knee, and I'm thinking, geez, okay, it's going to be a relaxing day.
What was it like the first time you played with Nicklaus?
Big Jack? Wow. Well, you know, he was my introduction and inspiration. I watched the Masters in '71 and I thought, right, I want to be a golfer. Let's try golf. That's how it all started. And the first time I played with him, do you know, would have been that Ryder Cup. 77 running. 6 years later, after starting a game of golf, I'm playing against Jack in the 77 Ryder Cup. And I never forget, because I was long in those days. I had a licorice stick. You know, they just invented, our dealer had just invented the graphite shaft. And I hit this thing out there at the 4th hole, and I'd driven it. I'd say it's 20 yards past Jack. It was actually 30, but I don't want to upset him. I was 20 yards past Jack, and I'm standing there looking forward at the green, thinking, don't look back. And I could feel his eyes burning in the back of my neck. And I'm like, Jack's looking at me, Jonathan. Anyway, with my partner, Peter Oosterhouse, we beat them. We beat Jack and Ray Floyd on the 17th green, 2-1. So you imagine that as my kind of intro. And my favorite story is that, so I started in 71, and in 1973, my dad took me to Troon to my very first Open. And I loved it because I spent my time on the practice ground and I just watched the guys practice. That's all I wanted. And I was soaking up all these different idiosyncrasies, all these different tempos. You know, Jack and Arnold and Gary and Trevino and Miller and Weiskopf. So I'd soak that up. Anyway, so I go to our Porta Johns, which are called toilets back in Britain, you know, ugly, you know, this. And Jack jumps over the fence, right from the hotel. He's staying at the Royal, the hotel, jumps over the fence to get to the range to avoid the crowd. So it's just me and Jack, and he goes in and to the restroom, and because he's in there, just him. And I stood out there in shock, and he comes out, and I didn't shake his hand, and I disappeared, and because I'm 16, so what do? So I go in there, and what does a 16-year-old boy do? I whittled everywhere, all the way around to say I've whittled where Jack Nicklaus has whittled. So I tell Jack this story now 40 years later, and he's always going, what is whittling? What on earth is a whittle? So that was my first intro to Jack, you know, so that was pretty cool.
And you somehow got knighted with stories like this in your background.
Yeah, they didn't hear that bit, yeah. For services to golf. Yeah.
What does knighthood get you in England? Like, do you get anything that, aside from a nice title?
Yeah, they got great service at Windsor Castle. You send your suit of armour in, and they will polish it for you.
Nice.
You know, which is cool. You might get an odd restaurant. You might manage to get a table when they're absolutely jam packed.
Do you have the Queen's number?
Do I have the Queen's number? No, I actually don't. No, one doesn't have the Queen's number.
Oh, they don't?
Oh, no.
What about Prince Harry or?
Prince Andrew. I used to play a lot of golf with Prince Andrew.
Oh, you did?
Way back. Yeah, moons ago. It was very sweet. We used to play at St. George's Hill. It was very sweet. You could actually just call him and say, well, let's whiz out and go and play a few holes. And yeah, we used to go and play 9 or what have you. And so that was very cool. Yeah.
I know we've talked about this, and I always appreciate your honesty. You know, with Tiger Woods, with where he is now.
Yeah.
And I was watching him a couple of weeks ago. He looked like an old 41-year-old man.
Unfortunately, I did a piece. We warmed the season up for CBS, you know, with a conference call, and I basically said there's 3 scenarios for me. Number 1, the back is good. It's all physical for me. If his back is good, he can go and play, he can enjoy himself, and every day he'll feel it's productive. Number 2, the back starts to tighten up, but he does have a plan B. He has another way of playing and making a score, and still thinks, okay, so maybe I can get through this. And unfortunately, plan C was not really a plan. Is it? The third option is, you know, things tighten up and it's not good. And he arrived at Torrey Pines, and we watched him warm up, and wow, it's the same. He stood on the range and was aiming for a perfect fade, absolutely perfect. And I'm thinking, great, aiming down the left edge, all his lines are great. But then he's starting the driver over there on that corner. So, get me, that's almost like a 30-degree difference. And so we watched him the first application, and I have to say, unfortunately, his back does starting to tighten up, and it limits him. He has to compensate, and everybody's analysing the swing, but I say there's no point, because then he ran off to Dubai, and you could see the back tightens up again. That affects everything. So unless he can unless he can find a way to physically be able to play golf productively and really enjoy himself doing it, so he actually feels like it's going to be I don't know how he's going to get back. He obviously looks in the mirror each day. He knows honestly where his back is and how limited he is with it.
Can he think his way around a golf course? Like, he's limited, but...
No, unfortunately, he's too limited. You know, we always talk about, you know, your go-to shots, this sort of thing. And you can see he has to stand up on it and has to flip it to hit this draw, which is... And I actually felt strong enough. I mean, I went up to him on Friday morning after Torrey Pines, and I said, the two swings you made down 11 and 16 were fantastic, which were fades, with a 4-iron and a 3-iron. I said, please consider using those a bit more often. I know my audience with him will be about 5 seconds. I said, just consider that. But I think physically he's limited, and and then the quote came out, he's swinging, you know, around the pain or to avoid the pain, which is not good. Which is, you know, so it's, as you know, it's a real physical. People don't give credit to golfers. It's a serious physical test to come and play 72 holes and compete the way these guys compete now.
Did he take your advice? I mean, how is that when... how would you feel if somebody did that to you?
Well, I always... Yeah, you're right. But I would like to think if somebody of a similar... I mean, I believe with our majors, we would deem us as on a similar... Not on this equal level. I know people will go crazy. He's got 14. I've got 6. So who the hell am I to talk to a guy who's got 14? But I was watching... What I thought was amazing, I was watching McEnroe. McEnroe's great, isn't he? Fantastic, he's the best. And he is critiquing Roger Federer. This is 10 years ago when Roger is, like Tiger, completely dominant. Now, I see the positives in that. I go, isn't that fantastic? He can see something that can make Roger Federer's backhand better. Other people would say, who the hell do you think you are, McEnroe, telling Roger Federer? Get me?
Yeah.
So I think I know what I'm talking about with the golf swing. I've been out, I've played there, and that's why I was trying to say, if you could just stick with that. That swing was great. I mean, at least I was talking all positive. That swing is great. The other one, not so sure of. At least I didn't go down that route. But if he could play with a fade, but then the first question should have been, can you physically fade the ball all day long? I mean, that's the next question.
We appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully we haven't, burned that in your memory of what our golf swings are.
Scar for life.
Would you during the commercial break just give us like a little simple what Nick Faldo would be hitting? We have the globe, the AT&T globe behind us.
Yes.
Just to show us what it's like.
You want me to hit a few now?
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Of course.
We'll come back and you show us how.
And I'll give you a guided tour to my golf swing.
Right. You will.
Okay.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And don't kiss your knees. Nick Faldo will be on the call with Jim Nance, obviously on CBS. And you're working later on today?
I'm golf channeling. We're on it. We're on at 11 this morning because we moved tee times up to hopefully avoid that sky looks pretty. Oh my!
Oh, look at that sky over
there! How cool
there.
is that?
Look at that.
That's why you come to Pebble Beach.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't that unbelievable? And unfortunately, that means red sky in the morning is a shepherd's warning. So it's going to be horrendous today. But apart from that, it looks fantastic.
We'll take a break. We'll have Nick hit a couple of golf shots here. If you'd like to watch, you can on DirecTV, the Audience Network, channel 239, and the NBC Sports Network.
All right, just warm the nation up.
I'm
ready now. Dun, dun, dun.
This is almost like
unbelievable.
This is a painting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Hello.
Get in there.
All right, Nick, you're up. I'm up, am I? A quick lesson.
Or is that passable? That's
you are very passable.
Passable.
So after watching these guys, I mean, my God.
Did you do that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Don't imitate me.
Is that what on purpose? Right. Right, properly. Thumbs up. I want you open with thumbs up. Point your right thumb up, point your right thumb. It's easy.
Tiger stopped by and wanted to give you some advice.
Yeah. Thumb up, thumb up. Oh, look at that.
Get in there.
Where is it?
Whoa.
Just missed the... Simple as that, and then...
Thumbs up.
Keep your eyes on the ball.
What's the biggest mistake that we make?
playing.
As I said, yeah.
What's the biggest mistake?
Alignment, and then, tempo is really important. Visualize, copy somebody's swing. Louis Oosthuizen, Louis. How nice is that swing? Look at that. Oh, that might even go in the butt. Oh, good. Jordan Spieth, copy somebody. Who else? I mean, you go Jordan Spieth, yeah? Look how nice that one is.
Oh.
That's sweet.
Johnny Miller.
Johnny, I can't do Johnny Miller. Remember Johnny? And he used to be going like this. Johnny, and you look at it and you go, Johnny Miller. Gee, Johnny, that's a super cut.
How about Rocco Mediate?
No, I can't do Rocco.
You can't?
Rory McIlroy. You go, Rory, remember you hit it over the lake? He goes, Rory McIlroy. If you don't like it, you throw that.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.